Welcome back guys to another episode of ARK Survival Evolved with me, PommieGamer. Hope you guys are having a good day. I'm having a great day, and today I wanted to kick off this episode by showing you some improvements that Freddy's been working on whilst I've been fast asleep. And the first one concerns this structure just outside the farmhouse, which is a chimney, and it looks really cool. And I love the fact that there's smoke particle effects when the fire is lit. That just kind of is just a lovely touch. And the chimney was actually introduced, or rather the fireplace was actually introduced in one of the patches some time ago, but we haven't had a chance to play with it yet. And I just really like the model. It really fits with sort of the design we've got for, I guess, the entire base. And he's also got a sign up here that says, "Home is where the Wi-Fi connects automatically." That's too true, too true. No Wi-Fi in ARK though, sadly. He's also finished fitting out the kitchen area in the farmhouse. We've got another industrial grill we can utilise, which is awesome. And let's take a walk around here, because I also noticed this massive structure just kind of sprung up overnight, which is awesome. And now this is a barn for our woolly mammoths. So now we don't have to have them outside all vulnerable to RG attacks. They've got their own little place to live, and I really like the design of this build. It's essentially a bigger version of the barn that we have over that way, and of course we're utilising the medium-sized dino gates courtesy of the gate mod that we demonstrated in the castle building episode where we added the drawbridge. Sadly they haven't fixed the bug with the hitboxes on the cogs of the drawbridge just yet, but I'm hopeful that the developer of the mod will be able to address that issue soon. And it kind of got me thinking actually about what I wanted to do for this episode, which was, we've got all of these kind of projects that have been ongoing, but I really want to start to kind of polish some of them off. Now of course we fitted out the bar in a previous episode, and I was really happy with the results. And today, just before I logged on, I was browsing the Steam Workshop page as to looking what new mods had just come out, and lo and behold, a mod called the Arkville Pub had just been released, which provides all of the things we need and that we tried to sort of build our way around using the Roofing Plus mod. So I want to kick off the episode by basically starting again on the building of the bar and fitting those out. So if we come down to our Ingrams, here we can see we've got all of these new items added by this mod, including fire pit, candles, wooden stools, a tankard pitcher, keg, a wood variant table, a round table, large cupboard, and a bar counter. And given that they all cost 0 Ingram points, we're going to of course learn all of them. So let's just go through. I always forget you can double click Ingrams to learn them now. Excellent. Okay, so let's take a look under structures. I'm guessing furniture, wood. And we've got the wooden table and all of that stuff here. If I were a bar, where would I be? Bar counter. What do we need? 200 wood, 100 thatch, 100 fibre, 20 metal. Okay, let's go and see if we've got those resources. So bar counter. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of just one piece at the moment. This is going to be interesting. Can I rotate it? No, I can't rotate it with E. Let's kind of walk around here and gauge sort of how big this thing is going to be. Kind of want to do this before demolishing anything. Can I see? No, because we've got a ceiling on this place, we can't actually use the K camera to actually see. Well, I still think we're going to use it because as nice as this bar is and as successful it is, it doesn't beat having an actual bar itself. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to demolish this bar and all of these stalls, and then I'll bring you back when we're ready to place the bar. I'll see you guys in a bit. And we're back, guys, and I've just finished kitting out the rest of the bar, and I've got to admit, I'm really impressed with the results. This looks absolutely fantastic. It's definitely looking more like a bar now. I really love the textures on this actual bar counterpiece. It looks amazing. The only thing I wish that the developer of this mod had done, which is to split this corner piece into a separate object and have a straight piece as a separate object, because then we would have been able to extend the bar all the way around here and down here just like we had before. And I have heard that this is something planned for the future, but it's going to take a little bit of rework. So for the time being, this just looks absolutely amazing and awesome, so I'm really happy with this results. You'll also notice at the back here we've taken down the canvases that had the bottles behind the bar printed on them to represent what was behind the bar. And as much as I like them, I really feel that having a physical object such as these cabinets here to store items in, they look, you know, better, and they actually serve a functional purpose, so I elected to go with those instead. You'll also notice on the bar we've got a few items dotted around. So here we've got a pitcher, and here we've got a tankard, as well as a candle. And they look really cool, and these actually serve a purpose as well. So you can say the pitcher has 4 slots, the tankard has 1 slot, and then over here we've actually got a wine cask as well, which has 16 slots. And all of these objects placed around also have preserving qualities, so you can actually stick food and drink in them and they won't spoil as quickly, which I thought was a really nice functional touch. And the bar stools as well we can also sit on, which is great. I didn't make the same mistake as I did last time, placing the chairs too close. And yeah, and we've also got these round tables, which again I thought was a really lovely addition. It's absolutely incredible. And I'm just going to take you outside and just show you the other bits and bobs as well. Here, this is the fire pit, which also comes with this Arkville Pub mod. So we can turn that on, and we've got some chairs here where we can sit around the fire. Really nice. And the last thing as well is actually just inside, and it's just over the door here. Here you can see we've got the cross swords decor, which is just a nice little decorative touch. I think it just looks really cool up there as well. So overall, I have to say this really does look very similar to the Britannia we based this off of in London. And and speaking of London, I've got some news actually. Now, some of you may have noticed that a couple of days ago I posted my very first vlog video, and if you haven't seen it, I would highly encourage you to go and watch it. It's only about 7 minutes long, and in that I actually discuss about an upcoming trip I'm taking, which is back to London to see some friends and family. One of those friends, of course, is Freddie, and we're going to be getting together, and we're going to be doing a vlog together whilst I'm there. And so what I really would need from you guys, if you would be so kind as to help us out, is just to submit some questions to us to answer in an FAQ. Now, these questions can be about ARK, they can be about dinosaurs, gaming, PC gaming, console gaming, personal, you know, whatever it is you guys want to know about myself and Freddie. We would really love to hear your questions. So head over to that video, I'll put a link in the description below, and make sure you leave us a question. And as an added incentive, there's also another reason why you should go and watch that video, because we talk about some exciting news of an upcoming fan server that Freddie and I are going to be setting up. So if you want to find out more about the fan server and how you can get involved in playing on that, then go and check out that video. Again, the link is in the description. Right, now that the pub has finally been finished and is looking absolutely fantastic, I'm now going to turn my attention to the actual castle itself, because what I would like to do in the remainder of this episode is actually finish off the Grand Hall. At the moment it's kind of serving a functional purpose. We've got our birds in here just so that they're not getting attacked, but ultimately I want this to become a centerpiece for the castle, to show off kind of what the castle is actually all about. And I've had a couple of ideas as to what I want to do. I was thinking about potentially placing some pillars down from the ceiling to like line the castle all the way up. The other ideas I've had involve maybe placing some steps up to this center platform when the elevator comes down to kind of make it more of a center focal piece. I'm not really too sure yet how it's all going to work, but ultimately the one thing I definitely do know we want to get into is actually building the plinths for the artifacts we've gathered. We now have 5 of the 6 artifacts, and I really want to have those as focal pieces in the Grand Hall. So what I'm going to do, guys, is go out, grab some more resources, because that pub build did take quite a bit. gather up some resources, craft up some items, and then I'll bring you back when we're ready to build. I'll see you guys in a bit. And we're back, guys, and I've had a little think about what we're going to do, and I've decided I want to kind of make a centerpiece out of the actual platform itself. And so what we're going to first do is actually demolish all of these railings, because we're not going to need them. So let's just hop along here, one of those. We should get some resources back from this. Hopefully it won't weigh me down too much. Some of those. I've put the birds... oh, hello Ragnarok. Can I get past? Thank you. I've put the birds downstairs just so they're out of way during the building. One of those. And one of those. Now what I plan to do is actually build some stairs up from this, and I'm going to utilize the half walls that are provided by the Roofing Plus mod so that it's not too high, because I don't want it to be kind of obscene. So let's grab one of the walls here, one of these walls here. Let's go around this side like so. Ow! Ragnarok! Just punted me off. Oh yeah, and we also put these spiral staircases in. I don't think I showed that since we put them in. Let's walk around here, and you can actually get up onto the balcony now, which is really nice. One of those. One of those. One of those. And Ragnarok, if you could move your beak, that would be awesome. One of those. Excellent. Right, and I've also made up these stairs. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky to place, and in fact it might be something we do after. So the next thing we're going to do is actually cover up this floor. Now you might be thinking, why are you doing that, Pommie? You won't be able to get down. Well, actually I assumed that I wouldn't be able to get down, which is why we had the giant hole in the floor in the first place. But as a matter of fact, that is not the case. The actual elevator will clip all the way through this, as you'll see now, like so. And if we get back up on it, it will also carry us when we're on it like that. But most importantly, if we were to ride down on the elevator as well, we too as well clip through the floor like that, as you see. So there's actually no need for us to actually have a hole in the floor, which is also why we're going to fill in the actual ceiling. So we actually, hopefully, will get a bit of a house buff, and we won't have to worry about having the elevator always up or down or whatever. So now that we have this in place, it should be a little bit easier, hopefully, to place these steps. Come on, give me a snap point. So that's one there like that. And like so. So now we've kind of got a bit more of a sort of feature piece. I really wish there was just like kind of a quarter stair piece that I could join up like that, but sadly that's not a thing. Maybe we'll stick some kind of flags or something in those areas. But this looks really cool now, and it kind of gives the room a centerpiece, something to focus around, and yeah, it just kind of looks better than a ghastly hole in the floor. The next thing I want to do is actually decide whether or not we're going to use the pillars as well as this focal piece and the trophies as well. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go up to the mountain forge up there, bring down some obsidian, and then I'll bring you back when we're ready to make the trophy bases and finish off the rest of the grand hall. I'll see you guys in a bit. And we're back, guys, and I've just got back from the mountain forge with all of the obsidian. I've already learnt the trophy base ingot, which you can see here costs 10 Ingram points, and it costs an obscene amount of obsidian. You make it in the smithy, and you'll find it under structures miscellaneous. You can see it costs 80 obsidian each. So we've got 480 in the smithy, and that will allow us to craft 6, so let's go ahead and craft those. Let's see how many points we get per, so 644. So it's only like 4 point something. So not a lot of points given how expensive they are in obsidian. But the good job is we've got Bam Bam up there, so he kind of made light work of it. And I've never actually used these before, so I'm really interested to see what they look like. How much do they weigh? We should be able to carry them along with the other stuff we've got on our bar as well at the moment. Let's just drop this and then chuck some of this stuff away. Cool, so if we head back into the castle, I've had to think about how I want to do this, and I really kind of want to incorporate this metal support for the elevator as if it were a pillar itself. Now I'm not planning on building some fake ones just so that they all match out of metal, because as you remember these are obscenely expensive, but what I want to do is kind of use the line that this has created to line it with stone pillars as well. Now naturally if you just want to place a stone pillar, it's going to just snap into the center of the floor like that, which is not what we want. We want it to kind of snap onto the edge there. Now if you remember how we actually got these stone pillars to act as some decorative in the wall, we used these stone fence foundations, so we're going to do exactly the same again. So if we come along here and we start placing our stone fence foundations all the way along here like so, and then we do it the same on this side as well. One like that. I don't know why these ones always want to turn that way. Must be snapping with the half wall below itself. Like that. And then now what we should be able to do is actually place, as you can see, these pillars here. So we're going to want to put one in this corner here, and I'm really happy that it's starting to touch the floor down there. It kind of again just makes it all look like it was one kind of structure. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to leave a gap. This will form the next pillar, and then we're going to leave a gap. So we're going to want another one here, another one here, and then seeing as this is in the middle here, we're going to want another one there like that. And that's really kind of what I want to do. And now you can imagine we're going to raise these all up to the ceiling. But before we do that, I actually was interested to see how these trophy bases work and whether we could actually place them on top of the pillars. That's it's really not snapping too well, so I think what we're going to do is probably not do that. We're probably going to place them in between like this, which means we're only going to have 4 here. Now we may decide to place more pillars here, but I think if this is where the throne area is going to be, we'll probably have 2 either side like that, so they become kind of a centerpiece. So let's try and line ourselves up as straight as we can using this floor as a guide. Let's bring it down this way and get into our K camera. It's a little bit too close. Nudge forward. Okay, and one more just so I can actually see. Excellent. Right, let's try and get this as straight as possible. I think we need to nudge a little bit that way. That's looking pretty good already. I don't think I'll get it any straighter if I tried. And then now we just want to kind of make sure this is as aligned in the middle as possible. And I think what we're going to do as well is just try and line it up with the actual stone pillar itself. So if we zoom out a little bit and we kind of nudge it that way, we should hopefully be able to see what this turns out. Let's try back a little bit. And I think that's looking pretty good. So now if we move over to here, try and line this up as best as we can in the middle using those 2 notches as a kind of guide, and that's pretty bang on I think. So we're going to place one like that. Excellent. Now let's skip over to this side and let's do the same on this side. One like that. That's awesome. Now let's turn around and let's try and repeat the process and get it lined up perfectly on this side as well. So let's jump into our K menu, using the right angle of the floor tile there just to kind of gauge if we're kind of straight or not. That is looking pretty straight to me. I don't think I'd get it any straighter if I tried. So let's move over to A pillar so we can actually see. Let's go back a nudge. That's looking... that's pretty good actually. I think we're going to roll with this. So let's come into the middle here. Let's try and use those notches again, just to line us up. Like so. And then if we slide along this way, and we use these notches here to line us up, like so. So that's looking pretty good already. So let's actually hop down and grab some of the artifacts. I'm really interested to see what these actually look like in the actual Grand Hall. And we've seen them what they look like on Freddy's base. So this is the one we got in the last episode, the artifact of the Devourer. The artifact of the Clever, we obviously got 2 of those because that's in the Kiting Cave. We have the artifact of the Massive and the artifact of the Hunter or Skylord. They all look very similar in colour, so let's go with something a little bit different, like the Skylord. Let's run up here and place them on the trophy bases. So let's come to the first one, let's put access inventory. So we're going to want to drag this one into there and then onto the trophy slot, like so. That looks really cool. Now let's take a look at this one here. Maybe go for one of these green ones here. Snap that one in there. Artifact of the Massive. Really, really cool. It's going to look like a bit like a dance floor after I'm done with this place with all the colours. Let's grab here. Let's go Artifact of the Clever on this one. Oh, I really like the look of that. That's really cool. And last but not least, let's try the Artifact of the Skylord. Really, really cool. So let's just take a quick look at what we've built so far. And I'm really liking that. It's kind of got a bit more character. The sort of Grand Hall serves as a bit of more of a purpose. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to finish building these all the way up to the ceiling, and then I'll bring you back when we're ready to sort of build out a bit of a throne area and place the remaining 2 trophy bases. I'll see you guys in a bit. And we're back, guys, and I've got to admit, with these pillars in place now, the Grand Hall is definitely taking shape. I love the way the light from the artifacts reflect off of them, and you've got to see this at night. It looks absolutely incredible. Definitely happy with the placement of all of these. Right, next up is the throne, because every castle needs a throne. So I've started by placing these curved ceiling tiles here, and I've filled in this window here as well, because I don't think we're going to need it. So first up is to place one of these here, and then now we're going to curve it back the other way, like so, and like so. We're then going to want to put another ceiling tile here, and we're going to want to curve the wall around just like this, and like this. See, now I'm in a conundrum, because I don't know whether we're going to want to just build the steps down from there, or whether we're going to want to have a 2-level thing. So I think first what we need to do is obviously fill in this wall here, and that looks pretty good as it stands. I can't actually get up there on my own, so I might try this out, and if it looks good we'll keep it. If not, we can always demolish and rebuild. So we're going to take the half walls, and we're going to do a similar thing like we did with the steps feature. I'm going to place one there, and I want these to face out. I don't want the wood on I want this part of the wood on the outside, so for once it's actually cooperating with me. I say that, and now it's going to want to do the other thing. Excellent. Right, moment of truth, can I actually get you to place correctly? Yay, first time. Okay, that's pretty cool. So now we want to take our other wall, our other ceiling, sorry, and place that like that, and now we can actually get up onto it, and I quite like the way this looks. And now if we take our steps, hopefully it's not going to give us too much aggro with placement. Come on, you, come on, behave. Stick one of those there, so we've got kind of a steps down, and then hopefully this will still be able to snap in the correct place to the actual wall and not to the steps below. I think I had it just there. Come on. Come on, play nicely. Let's just take a drink of water whilst we can. Oh, I had it. Oh, don't tell me I've got to do an amazing jump to get this. Let me just try and get a bit higher. In fact, I'm actually going to pull out my crossbow. I always find it helps to have a cursor on the screen to be able to see how these things are actually placing. You were doing so well, come on. Gotcha. Like so. And I kind of, I think that's kind of cool. I really wish this wasn't wooden though. I'm not sure whether we'll keep it or whether it will be something we're going to throw away, but for now we'll roll with it. I kind of wanted something to come out a bit further. It's just a shame that that's wooden and not stone, because that would all kind of look a lot nicer. Do we keep it? It's really hard to say. Really hard to say. Right, we'll keep it for now. Let's move on. Okay, so next I want to try and I kind of want to make it a little bit more of a feature rather than just sticking a chair up here, which would look a little bit lonesome. So what I'm going to do is actually we're going to build one of those. Are you going to play? You going to play nicely? Like that. Excellent. We're going to place another one. Come on, give me the right way. Like so. And I'm going to place another one. Like so. And am I out of ceilings? I think I am. Let me just quickly nip back and see if I can make 3 more. I don't think I've got enough stone though, which is kind of frustrating. Let's take a look. Stone, stone, stone. Ooh, we are dangerously low on stone. Is that enough to make 3 ceilings? What are we out of? And what I'm going to plan to do is up on here, I want to kind of mount these spike walls to kind of create a almost Game of Thrones kind of esque sort of backdrop to the throne. And then we can also place some standing torches either side. Okay, I've never actually placed one. Wow, these are big. And this is kind of why I wanted it up. I kind of want it to be a bit sort of enforcing. Can I actually K that? That would probably be easier to see. It's really difficult to tell, but that's pretty... I'll go back any more. That's pretty much bang in the middle. I don't think I would get it any straighter if I tried. So we're going to place that. Wow, that looks epic. I really like that. And now if we come out of our K menu and we take our chair, I really need to get some throne mod of some description, because this looks really pathetic compared to all of the rest of it. And let's just make sure we're absolutely straight. That's actually pretty good, to be honest. Okay, and let's just place it in the center of that tile there. I think that's looking pretty good. Okay. And there we go. We have our throne. And like a good king, I can sit on my throne and marvel at the courtyard. I'm really happy with this, how this turned out. I don't know whether we're going to keep the 2-tiered step thing yet, but I'm going to leave it for now because yeah, it's been a long day of building. But I'm really happy with how the throne turned out, and in particular I'm really happy with how the actual courtyard turned out as well. But before we go, we've got one last thing to attend to before I forget, which is also placing the remainder of our trophy bases so that we can mount our artifacts either side of the throne. And one of those. That looks pretty cool. So we have one last artifact, so let's go and grab it. Oh, rubber banding right there. and that is Artifact of the Hunter. So let's go and grab that. Just grab some food real quick. And let's place that up here. Artifact of the Hunter. That looks pretty cool as well. Yeah, we definitely need a bigger chair. But I'm really happy with how that turned out. And of course we're just missing the last artifact, which we'll have to go and gather in a future episode very soon. But yeah, really chuffed with how this all turned out. It's been a hard day of grafting, but definitely worth it to kind of get a bit more of the Grand Hall polished off. Well, that's going to be it for today's episode, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, remember to hit that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more ARK Survival Evolved videos. Until the next time, guys, keep calm and level up.